by Specialist Juarez to Captain Crawford's wife, Mrs. Catherine Crawford. The petals of the rose signify beauty and tenderness. The stem signifies strength, endurance, and support. All these are the characteristics that have been required of the commander's family throughout his tenure as the company commander. Private First Class Valenzuela is now presenting a bouquet of yellow roses to Captain Williams' wife, Mrs. Brianna Williams, and daughter Haley, as a welcome to the 151st Quartermaster Company family. The change of command is a simple, traditional event that is rich with symbolism and heritage. Key to the ceremony is the passing of the unit's guidon. This guidon represents not only the lineage and honors of the unit, but also the loyalty and unity of its soldiers. The guidon is the commander's symbol of authority, representing his responsibilities to the organization. Wherever the commander is, there also is a guidon. At this time, the reviewing party will now move into position to conduct the change of command. The passing of the guidon symbolizes the transfer of authority from the outgoing commander to the incoming commander. Because of the reference each of the ceremony participants feels towards the unit guidon, it is kept over the left breast of the possessor at all times during the transfer. The passing of the guidon demonstrates to the soldiers of the unit that the old commander has passed the mantle of leadership to the new commander. With this also passes the loyalty of the soldiers to their new commander. The custodian of the guidon is the first sergeant. As a senior enlisted soldier in the company, he is both the spokesperson for the loyalty and concerns of the soldiers and the principal advisor to the commander. By authority of Army Regulation 600-20, paragraph 2-8A, the undersigned assumes command of the 151st Quartermaster Company, effective 19 January 2018. Signed, John T. Williams, Captain, Logistics, Commanding. The first sergeant passes the guidon to the outgoing commander, Captain Crawford, for the last time. The outgoing commander then passes the guidon to Lieutenant Colonel St. Laurent, relinquishing his responsibility and authority. Lieutenant Colonel St. Laurent will pass the guidon and all it represents to the new commander, Captain Williams, who assumes responsibility of the command. The new commander returns the colors to the first sergeant, charging him with maintaining the symbol of command. The first sergeant will finally return the colors to the guidon bearer. Ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant Colonel Jeremy L. St. Laurent, Commander, 189th Combat Sustainment Support Battalion.
All right, good morning. Could use no snow days this week. So first and foremost, just for you, Colton, stuff. For those out there, you know exactly what that means. For those that don't know the inside joke, well, you're just not inside. Good morning, Colonel McCree, family and friends. First, I'd like to congratulate everyone on the successfully making it through Snowmageddon Part 2. I know for many, you're now ready to be stationed at Fort Richardson, maybe, Fort Drum, and Fort Wainwright. We thought about doing this change of command ceremony over on 151's side of post over on Pope, but apparently some 3 stars having a change of command at Hercules Gym, so yeah, we settled for this wonderful facility. Second, I'd like to welcome the honored guests of both the outgoing and incoming commander. Catherine, we definitely benefited from the snow day, so thank you to Womack for releasing you on a release work program. So it's awesome that you're able to spend the day with us. Mr. and Mrs. Williams, thank you very much for trekking down from Rocky Top. Welcome to the blue skies of Carolina Blue. I'm not a Duke or NC State or UNC fan, but I know something about not liking Tennessee. But to the Volunteer State, welcome. And that was for you too, Heath. Brianna Haley, I know that you guys are benefiting as well from Moore County Schools being out today, much like my two crumb snatchers. So awesome to have you here, as well as your mother. And then finally, last but not least, Tyler, thank you very much for joining us today. For those that don't know, Ms. Hornbeck is a Gold Star daughter. So thank you very much for your service. Thank you very much for the service of your family and for being here and taking part in this event. First Sergeant Mayor, formation looks great, and I know that there are many not here because they're either down at headers, building those platforms for large package week next week, or trying to meet their quota that we missed the last 3 days down at AIM. So 2 years ago, I took command of the battalion and immediately was told, hey, you're going to be creating a new company, a company that originated in this building, both as Echo 782nd and then as 11th Quartermaster, now 151st. First and foremost, I thought, we're actually going to name a company after a proof of alcohol. Probably not a smart idea, but again, that's why I'm here and not working up in Washington, D.C., because smart people didn't get a vote. So over the course of the next 4 months, the brigade worked tirelessly through the leadership, separating out NCOs and warrant officers from what was 11 to create 151. That was a challenge that the brigade, the next challenge was figuring out who the officer was going to be to take charge of the formation, which was, as you all know, a challenge since we are not an airborne brigade. We have 2 airborne companies, but the brigade is not airborne, so it's finding a captain who was jump qualified. This is where I want to personally thank Colonel Matt Bresco, former Golden Griffin 6 and All-American 4. A true measure of a teammate. He reached out to me and asked if I had found a commander for the 151st, later be known as the 151, and he wanted to send me an ORV of an officer who was inbound to his battalion, 2nd Brigade. He immediately asked if he needed someone in exchange, and he said no. So just let me know if this officer works out for me. And it most certainly did. I had the opportunity to sit down with Colton for the officers here at the tables at the subway downstairs in the new Almac building last June, or actually, yeah, it was last June. And I immediately knew that he was the right one. So began the process of sending another non-quartermaster officer. Actually, yes, it was another, because the previous company commander was also an ordnance officer. So back-to-back rear company commander, ordnance officers to the coveted Aerial Delivery Officers course, ADMOC for everybody knows. As the last pure 11th Quartermaster commander was also ordnance. Colton stayed on at Fort Lee, completed ADMOC after the advanced course, and began the process of establishing a new company in the heat of July 2016. Probably the biggest career challenge of many newly minted captains could get would not only be standing up a new company with easily the most important MOS specialty on Fort Bragg, riggers, but also doing so with some of the oldest facilities, again, as many of you are aware, the Knox Street facility at the corner of Knox and Gruber. I'm fairly, in fact, based on the population here, I'm fairly sure that there was not a single person in this room alive when that facility was built. To the Quonset hut that's across the street, maintenance activity. They're certainly share with their sister company just across the street. A maintenance activity that once belonged to a 2-year-old captain, St. Laurent, when it belonged to the 525 MI Brigade. It was questionable then too. So for the mechanics and the 92 officers in the formation, I feel for you. That place was a hole then, and it's a hole now, and I'm sorry. Or the ultimate, but in their case, a serendipitous event, but kick in the pants, the near simultaneous flooding of the Knox Street facility and their company cost over by battalion headquarters. Thus, they moved into the Pope Airfield facility, which I know for you all, you don't mind because you're away from the flagpole. This is a lot for one to handle, while continuing to provide first-class support to the most demanding division in the Army. And I can say that with absolute certainty that this is the most demanding and needy division in the Army. But Colton, First Sergeant, and the individuals of this fine company made it happen. You have never had more than 50% of your authorized warrant officers. For the greater part of your tenure, your First Sergeant was an E7, and you recently secured all the lieutenants that you were authorized, only to, where's Lieutenant McKay? Only to lose Lieutenant McKay, oh there he is, within the next 30 days. And we still haven't received all the E5s that you're authorized. But you continue to reduce the maintenance backlog, build platforms, whether it's here or JRTC, whether it was something that was approved or something that the division decided, hey, we want to throw this out of an aircraft, can we do it? You were able to do it. Or the mechanics making sure that all the equipment that you had was either serviceable or working its way towards serviceability while meeting the requirements of the battalion. The formation in front of you made it happen day in and day out. Proud of what they do and proud to know that there would be no air in airborne without the personnel that stand in front of you. Colton, the energy that you bring to the formation and the care you have for your paratroopers is unmatched. Who would have thought that a simple Halloween party at Haunted House would draw a crowd as big as it did? And it was because of those people standing out in front of you and the energy that you bring to the fight. You somehow figured out how to make PT fun by incorporating every service physical fitness test into your unit's Grey Wolf / Ironman / I Am Sparta / Enduro Challenge weeks. The entire Supercharger team grew as a result of your command time. However, behind every great leader is a strong support structure. Catherine, thank you very much for taking the responsibility of being the commander's spouse. It is not easy, but you provided the support to Colton that he needed day in and day out, especially on the weekends when he was sending me, Sergeant Major, phone calls, texts, emails at midnight 30. Captain Crawford departs the battalion and company officially, but not entirely. Based on his demonstrated performance, which was supported again by the paratrooper standing in front of you, and approved by the CG, he has been appointed as the next division parachute officer, a position not to be taken lightly. As you leave the facility today, for those standing in the crowd that don't know the board out by 11th Quartermaster's front door, there's some pretty impressive names on that wall. General Retired Ann Dunwoody, 1st Army 4-star. Major General Scott West. CW5 Cortez Frazier, the Senior Airdrop Technician for the CASCOM Commander. We're all Division Parachute Officers. I have no doubt that you will do great things up on the other hill. With the departure of one great leader comes the arrival of another, Jack. You are no stranger to the battalion, nor the pains of the 151. You're absolutely the right guy for the job. The 151th will go again without another quartermaster commander, but this time we at least made it somewhat delivery specific. He is a transportation officer. Brianna Haley, thank you again for allowing us to beat Jack on a daily basis. Now he has a whole new crowd of people to beat on him. But again, have no doubt that he is prepared for this task. I look forward to continuing to watch the 151th make history and raise the bar in every capacity. I look forward to watching you, Colton, and you, Jack, as you continue to grow and develop. It's been an honor to work with both of you. First in maintenance, airborne all the way. Wolf.
Ladies and gentlemen, the outgoing commander, Captain Colton D. Crawford.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending today's change of command ceremony. Colonel Beal, Sergeant Major Perez, though they're absent. Colonel Creed, Colonel St. Laurent, Sergeant Major Sullivan. Distinguished guests, friends, and family of the 151st Quartermaster Company, I'm humbled by your presence here today. First, I am ever so grateful for the love and support of my wife, Catherine, who kept me sane even when I was driving her insane. The long hours, the field training exercises, the night jumps, and allowing me to be me and taking care of our dog Daphne when I was gone. I'd like to thank Colonel Beal and Colonel St. Laurent for giving me this opportunity to command the finest unit in the 82nd Airborne Division. For Colonel Gardner allowing Colonel St. Laurent to take the unusual step and hire me while still attending the career course in Fort Lee. For the senior non-commissioned officers in the formation providing constant guidance and coaching me as a new commander. Colonel Curtis, my professional mentor, I'd like to thank her for continuing to serve as that mentor and field my questions even while she was deployed. The success of a unit is not measured by the acts of any one individual, but rather what the entire group is able to accomplish, and the enablers that support them. On that front, I'd like to especially thank all of the staff sections for their immeasurable help and understanding, and all the headaches that I am, unfortunately, forced to admit to now. My fellow commanders, for being sounding boards for me, and allowing me to pressure all of you into weekly lunches after training meetings. To the medical providers, thank you for always being able to work with us and ensure our paratroopers were able to return to the fight as soon as possible. Captain Williams, I wish you good luck, but know that it is not needed, as these officers, technicians, NCOs, and paratroopers will never fail you. He is a confident leader that will surely surpass all that I have been able to. He brings a great depth of experience, leadership, and a drive that is necessary to wear the red hat. I ask only that you give him the same opportunities for growth and learning that you gave me. A special thanks to the 11th Quartermaster Company must be made, as they are our sister company and supported us throughout the split and growth of our company in every facet. Captain Payne, Captain Morgan, and First Sergeant Palazzi, thank you for your help along the way. To the officers that have served in the 151st, Captain Smith, First Lieutenant Rossetti, First Lieutenant Cano, First Lieutenant Sievers, First Lieutenant Kalsick, First Lieutenant Matei, and Second Lieutenant Salvador, thank you all for allowing me to learn and grow as your commander, to mutually develop each other, and for you to deftly lead each of your respective formations, which enabled the successful activation of this unit 15 months ago to where it is now, the best company one could be so privileged to lead. To the technicians, Chief Wright, Chief Young, Chief Reyes, Chief Hendricks, Chief Owens, and Chief Cook, thank you for the daily reminder that I was just an ADMOC graduate and not actually a rigger. Your expertise and devotion to the field have been unparalleled and unquestionably enabled the success of the 82nd Airborne Division, as evidenced by the frequent VIP tours that included Congressmen, Secretary of the Army twice, General Officers, and any foreign military leaders. To the NCOs in formation, who there are way too many to name, thank you for being the backbone of this company, living up to the tenets of the NCO Creed every day, and training these paratroopers to be ready to fight tonight. I was fortunate enough to have Sergeant First Class Harcourt as my supply sergeant, Captain Acosta as my XO, and First Sergeant Mayer, my battle, to activate this company. Together, they set the foundation and are the best team that I could have served with at that time. They lead from the front and made the company what it is today. First Sergeant, thank you for making my life a lot easier. Thank you for deflecting a lot of issues that came our way and distracting me with talk of woodworking and setting the example for the NCOs. Which brings me to the paratroopers in this formation. It has been the privilege of my life to serve as your commander. We've started with 64 paratroopers and have grown to nearly 200. You support the Division Air Items Maintenance Mission, the Aerial Delivery Mission, the maintaining of our equipment, and the administrative tasks that keep this company going. At the activation ceremony, I said that we had the opportunity to make our own history, our own stories, and to that end, we have not failed. The flag football team had a perfect season and gave Colonel St. Laurent another trophy to have in his office. The AIM facility at Knox and Gruber flooded, causing the move of our current facility. A week later, the company headquarters flooded, all in the midst of executing in Egypt. Over the course of the past 18 months, there have been a total of 4 weeks where AD was not rigging something. AIM has increased production from 100 hours to a week to our peak now of 1,000 hours just last week. Your professional excellence truly lives up to the idea of, I will be sure, always. I thank you for participating in both of the Iron Grey Wolf competitions, which were won by Sergeant Grendel, Private Valance Rail, and Specialist Smith, 2 demonstrations of physical fitness. Of the Red Hat Nation, I have concluded that there must be some period of instruction at AIT that teaches professional level trash talking. Personally, I enjoyed making fun of the Eagles fans as often as I could in formation. The last they are in the playoffs and my Seahawks on. I also appreciated the level of candor that each soldier gave me, especially during our honesty hour sessions. To the owner of the room, thanks for letting me bring Daphne into work in running the company. To the motor pool, crush it, stay ordnance, and eat. I can't thank all of you enough for everything that we've been through. Gray Wolf 6 signing off. All the way, supporting freedom, first in maintenance, Gray Wolf.
Ladies and gentlemen, the commander of 151st Quartermaster Company, Captain Jack Williams.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all very much for coming today. Colonel Beal and Sergeant Major Perez, Lieutenant Colonel LaFree, Lieutenant Colonel St. Laurent, Lieutenant Sergeant Major Sullivan, friends, families, people I used to work for, people who used to work for me. Thank you all very much for being here today. So, nobody ever really pays attention to what is actually said during a change of command ceremony. You're just sitting there going, God, I wish this guy would hurry up and get done. So to the soldiers standing in formation, I will keep this very brief. So yeah, transportation guy taking a rigger company. I intend to have a lot of fun with this job. I promise you all that I will give it 100% of everything I can. Soldiers standing in formation, I promise you this much. This is probably the longest you'll ever hear me speak. I promise you that I will dedicate to the selfless performance of my duty and the execution of this mission the best of effort, thought, and dedication can provide. Colton, you were given the unenviable task of standing this company up. You did a great job with it. You left me the even worse task of now taking what was already a high-performing unit and trying to make it just that much better. Thank you for everything you did for this unit. I wish you well. I know that you're great up there. Last but not least, all policies and procedures remain in effect. Supporting freedom, first in maintenance, airborne all the way. This is Gray Wolf 6, mask off.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the All-American Soldier and the